Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be filming a monthly personal Q&A for you guys. These are probably my favorite videos to film on this channel because I don't have to worry about anything but sitting down and answering questions and hopefully helping some of you guys, helping myself, and kind of just bonding, letting you guys know a little bit more about myself, learn a little bit more about you guys. It's all in all just a really fun experience. So I always post about these Q&As on Instagram. This is where I get all my questions from. If you're not following me on Instagram, you should do it. It's on the screen for you guys right now. But we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into the video. Go all the way to the bottom. You guys, oh my god, you guys asked a lot of questions. Well, maybe we can make this a two-part Q&A. We just might. So quick before we get into this Q&A, I talked about on another slide on my story that I want to start doing videos where I don't necessarily, I'm not qualified to be giving you guys advice by any means, but where I would let you guys submit specific topics that you'd want to hear me talk about. And then, you guys, like whether it was cheating, someone had asked about cheating in the Q&A and I was like, oh, that could be just a really good topic video on its own because I have been cheated on. Anyway, I want to start doing topic videos where I just talk to you guys about some of my stories, how I handle things, maybe things that I wish I had done differently, sort of advice, but also just sitting and talking to you guys. So if that's something that you guys would want to see, like this video and comment that down below because people sent in some really good topics and I think it could be really helpful for not only you guys, but also for myself. So let's get into the Q&A. Going right into it, Sarah I. Hull said, what made you decide to look into moving away from California and would Riley join? We're just gonna address the elephant in the room. Yes, I am heavily considering moving away from Los Angeles and I am in the process of figuring out what city and state I would want to move to. What was the question again? So what made me decide that I wanted to move? I've lived in Los Angeles for, I guess, four years now, or 5, since 2015, I believe. So I think we're coming up on like 4.5, 5 years. And LA has been incredible. I love this city. I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about people. I've learned so much about work ethic. I've learned so much about, God, just about everything. I feel that I grew up in the Bay Area, but Los Angeles taught me so much about myself because I moved here alone. And this was like this was a city where, like, I look at the Bay now and it's really hard for me to go back there because that is, where I hold a lot of memories with my mom. And so I've just really closed off. Like, I could never live there again because it's just too painful for me to look into again. And so LA is like my baby because I came here with no one and I figured it out on my own. But I think turning 25 was really pivotal for me in the way that I perceive myself, the way I view others, the way that I spend my time, the people that I want to share my time with, the level of depth that I want in a person, whether it's a friend or a relationship. And I'm not going to say that LA doesn't have those people because by God, there are some incredible people here. But I think that LA lacks a lot of depth because, a lot of people come here to achieve their dreams, and in that they get kind of caught up in the lifestyle of LA. And I did. And now I'm kind of like, ooh, I really don't like that. And that's really not, that's really not my personality anymore. And that's not really who I want to be or how I want to be perceived or how it's just not, I don't know how to explain it. If you live in LA, then I think you understand. If you don't, then it can be hard to grasp. It's just a different lifestyle here. LA is like its own country. It's not even like a city. It's like its own country. It's just things are different here. So yes, I just burped. I tried to play that off. But yeah, I think I crave something different. I crave a small town vibe again, just not in the Bay. And I want to be closer to a easier way of living, a chiller way of living, a less judgmental way of living. I know that'll be everywhere, but again, LA is it's a different speed here. So we'll see. And as far as Riley joining me, he probably wouldn't be, which breaks my heart. Like, I'm so attached to him. He's my best friend. But he wants to live in a completely different state, and I don't want to live where he wants to live, and he doesn't really want to live where I want to live. So yeah, when that time does come, even if I stayed in LA, he would eventually move to the state that he wants to. So yeah, he probably wouldn't be coming with me, which breaks my heart. I don't know what a home is without Riley in it. That was a very long answer, but that is the answer. Apostolist.gram said, are you looking forward to the Joker movie? Hell yes. I think it's going to be so good. I think we haven't had, a good Joker, like a truly good Joker since Heath Ledger. And obviously, like Suicide Squad, I can't remember, Jay Leno? Jay Leno. He did a great job, if that's his name, did a great job as Joker, but as far as like nailing the characteristics, he did good as that version of the Joker. There's so many different variations of him, but I'm really excited for the movie. I already reserved my tickets with me and Riley and Diamond, and I think it's gonna crush. I mean, there's already been so much good talk about it, so I really hope it doesn't let us down. Robin Sophie Hunt, you seem so much happier and confident in yourself lately. Tips on self-confidence and love. I go through my ups and downs on a regular basis, and just because a picture says one thing doesn't mean that it's necessarily what I feel on a regular basis. I do definitely feel more confident. I think I've been really getting a better grasp of myself. I've kind of been talking about this a lot, but I feel that, yeah, I'm getting a better sense of my own style and the way that I carry myself and how I choose to react to things, but I am nowhere near perfect. I'm still having slip-ups, and I think honestly it just comes with age and life experience. I've learned so much in my life, but I've also learned so much in the last few months that it's really, I alter and I change myself and I protect myself according to my experiences. That might not be the answer that you were looking for, but that's just the truth. I'm not gonna, sit here and make it seem like, I read a self-help book on confidence. I mean, really, it took experiences, and oddly the negative ones are the ones that helped me the most, because it made me have to find what I love about myself when other people knocked me down. It can be a really, really great experience. However, don't purposely go out of your way for negative experiences. Life will hand you them. I assure that. And then you just gotta take that shit with ease and go with the flow and take what you can from that and turn it into something positive. It might take you some time, but you'll figure it out. Claire Solis, how do you deal with body insecurity and fluctuation of weight? I'm feeling insecure recently. Yeah, so I am, the poster child. I've talked about this so many times before for falling in and out of love with fitness and health and just taking care of my body. And I feel like recently I've gotten to a really healthy place with it all, where I have gained weight. I'm probably, from when I was I've gained weight. From when I was truly in fitness, I was 112, and I sit at about 118 pounds. So I'm up 5 to 6 pounds, and I've definitely lost muscle. I've definitely replaced muscle with adipose tissue, and it was really hard for me at first, and I still have days where I'm not the happiest with my body, and I'm like, man, I wish I went to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. But the thing is, that's just not realistic for me. 3 times a week, maybe skipping 2 weeks, maybe going hard for 4 to 5 times a week for 3 months and then kind of taking a break. That's what I do, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to make adjustments based off of how I want my body to look like someone else's. I just really started to embrace my body for what it is, and it's been a really healing process, because now I love my body. I remember when I was starting to get back into training, I was like, one of my struggles is that I so badly before, I was so insecure that I so desperately wanted to change my body. I wanted to build my arms because they were flabby. I wanted my stomach to be tighter because it was flabby. I wanted my legs to be more defined because I have saddlebags, all these different things. And then one day I was like, oh, wait a minute. I'm human, I'm a woman, and I'm beautiful. Why am I focused so much on creating these results that wouldn't even necessarily be for me, but to impress others? And that was kind of what shifted my mindset. So now I work out because I like it. I work out when I want to because I want to. I eat healthier, way healthier now than I did before, because I want to, because it makes my body feel good. And in the process, I own the out of my body because I feel good. And when you feel good on the inside, you feel good on the outside. Own you. You are awesome. Your body is great, and you need to just sit with that. It takes time, but I have no doubt that you can get there. Theodore said, will there be more truth or drinks? So as some of you guys may or may not have noticed, I privated my last 2 truth or drinks, I think. And the reason I did that is, again, turning 25, very pivotal for me. I love being open with you guys. I love being transparent with you guys. I think that sex should be normalized. I think that, being open with your family about the things that you do, especially if they're a child. I think that those things should be normalized, because we are all human and we all are doing these things. Not all, I guess there's a select few, there's that percentage of people that aren't, but I like breaking those stereotypes and breaking those barriers. And yeah, but I also started realizing that I don't necessarily need to share everything on social media, and there are some things that I wouldn't want my family to see and I wouldn't be proud of them seeing. and if I ever, it was just a matter of me feeling like I was starting to share a little too much information, almost to the point where it could come back and hurt me, or people might start making really poor judgments of who I am, which they really shouldn't be. They have no right to be, but it's better to keep intimate stories intimate and safe with secure people. So I'll still share things with you guys. I still share things with you guys all the time. I talk to you guys about my dating life. I talk to you guys about, you know, family stuff and all that and my mental health, but I'm gonna set certain limitations. So I could do truth or drink again. I just wouldn't expect it to be as explicit as it was before, which I know might take away from the fun of it for some of you guys, and it might even take away the fun of it for me, but it's just what I feel most comfortable with right now, and I hope that you guys can understand that. Petty Rubia said, are you disappointed at the acting business? What would you have done different? Okay, that's a really good question. So the acting industry has been difficult. I don't want to say it's been a disappointment. It's just been hard. You know, I was with an agency and I was like going on these crazy auditions all the time, and I ended up parting ways with the agency amicably, but now I'm in the process of finding a new agency, and I haven't been in class, you know, for the past few months. I haven't been going on auditions for the past few months, and you know, it was hard. It was hard. I was really putting my all into it. I was doing 3 or 4 auditions a week. I think what made it the most painful was I don't think I ever once got negative feedback. I never got negative feedback. I had one audition where and it was like one of my first auditions when I got with the agency, and they were like, she seemed really nervous, and I was like, you think? Like, I was terrified. But as I started going on more and more, I'd always ask my agents, like, if you get a chance to talk to the casting team or if you talk to producers, can you just let me know their thoughts? And it's really hard for them to remember. They see hundreds of people, but sometimes, you know, they'll remember. They have a relationship with that agent. It's more likely that they can give feedback. And every single time, it was always, she was great. Her audition crushed it. She's just not the right look. Maybe my hair is too dark, my face is too round, I'm too short, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not thick enough, I'm not ethnic enough, I'm too ethnic. Like, it was always a look thing. It never actually came down to the talent side of things. And I think it would have been easier if they said like, she's too green, you know, she's too green. Green means when you're new to something, like when you're new to acting, they call it being like too green because you don't have a lot of experience. So if they had said that, then it would have given me something to work towards. It would have given me something to continue to work on in class. Like, oh, she has an issue, whatever, with memorization, or she didn't seem connected to the character, or then I could address those things in class. I can't address me not being the right look. Like, every role is different. What am I gonna do? Like, there's nothing that I can do in those instances. So it felt very like, man, I can't win this. Like, I really can't. I'm not giving up. I'm just taking a break. I'm writing a script right now. We're in the beginning stages of writing a script, me and my friend Anthony, and who knows, I might just, if I want to start on something, I might have to do my own thing. So we'll see if that ends up happening. Got a lot of different things I'm working on right now, but there's nothing I would do differently. I think that this experience has been amazing and it's taught me something, and I'm ready to move on to the next chapter. Whether it's with a new agency, whether it's with a new agency and writing my own script, whether it's just writing my own script, I'm just ready for it. What the schmuck? Are you gonna visit Chachi and Lil Babes in Finland? Absolutely. I haven't booked my flight yet, but I'm supposed to be going out next month. I should probably book that flight sooner than later, but yes, I will absolutely be visiting Chachi in Finland. However, just respecting Yuka and Chachi's wishes, it'll be before the baby is actually born. No one will really be meeting the baby as far as like friends in the US until they are back in America. So that's my baby girl though. That baby and Chachi, they're my babies. They're my babies. I gotta go see her. I miss her so much. Someone said, where's Duke? You don't post him as often as Prince. Never mind, I thought that was Prince. Forgive me. I post Duke all the time. In fact, sometimes I feel like I post him more than Prince. But she said, never mind. Anyway. Breezy Vet said, can you talk about why you want to move / why you're considering those cities specifically? I feel you, boo. So I already kind of talked about why I want to move. But as far as the cities I'm considering, if you don't already know, my top 4, even though it's already kind of been narrowed down, have been Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Denver, Colorado, and Austin, Texas. Now, it's important that I state Austin, Texas would have never been an option if it wasn't for one of my best friends moving there and her being very offended when I was like, oh yeah, these are my states. She's like, how about Austin? I think you're gonna love Austin. I was like, all right, I'll go check it out. I'll let you know what I think. But yeah, so I have actually never been to any of those states besides Denver, Colorado. But Portland, Oregon has just always seemed like a place that would appeal to me. You know, it's like the place that they say is like trapped in the 90s. Everyone's very hipster out there. Everyone's very artsy. However, upon research, people have shared that there are some extreme issues with homelessness, drug addiction, and more like homeless drug addicts where they're finding needles and things in the streets, and racism on the outskirts of Oregon, which I just would have never expected. So it has withdrawn me a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. When people talk about homelessness, as a girl who was born and raised in San Francisco, where the homeless population is just insane, and San Francisco is within a 7-mile radius of itself, like everything it's very jam-packed. I don't know how much worse it could be than that. And I also lived in downtown, which is right next to Skid Row. So I don't know what other people in other states consider a really big homeless problem, because they were like, yeah, they could just camp out. I'm like, oh yeah, that's all of Los Angeles. Like, yeah, I know exactly what that's like. There's tents on people's neighborhoods, and it's just, you know, it's not controlled, so it's pretty normal. But yeah, so Portland I considered just because the vibes seem really amazing. I obviously need to go there and see how I would actually like it in person, but from what I see, I really love it. Seattle, oh, I have been to Seattle, Washington. When I was dating Chandler a while back, I went for Christmas with him and his family, and I loved it there. Pike's Place and all that was just so cool, and like the whole experience of Seattle was really great. However, the rain is what stops me there. So that one's not really on the list anymore. And then Denver is where one of my nearest and dearest siblings live. My only sibling lives, and not only would I get to be closer to him, but when I posted about Denver, no one had anything bad to say about it. Everyone was just like, Denver's the greatest city in the world. The only thing is that we hate how many people are moving here, but I can't say anything bad about the state. I mean, and this is dozens of people that are coming and sharing their opinions, so it really sold me. I would just have to adjust to the winter. So all these states have their thing. Austin, Texas, not somewhere that I would consider, but my best friend does live there, and it would feel a lot less lonely moving to a new state with a friend, especially one who's already from the state. And you know, houses are just way cheaper in all of those states. But Austin, what makes me unsettled about Austin is how hot it is. So that's kind of my little thing, but I'm going for really like liberal neighborhoods, very, you know, chill, fun, nice, not too crazy, has a bit of a nightlife, but nothing, they're more so focused on their pottery classes and cycling, and I don't know, your girl's getting a little older. I'm ready to kind of settle down, you know? My 2 dogs. Ooh, Livin' MT Best Style said, not personal, but when will the project you and Omar are working on coming out? Or when is it coming out? So we had a few setbacks just while we were waiting for our team to basically design the website and get everything done. We had some, you know, just things to negotiate and process and get through. So now it is officially in the works. The plan is to launch in the middle of October, so a bit of a 2-week setback, but we are not gonna push back any more than that, and we've both made that clear to each other. It's like, okay, we've got people that are clearly anticipating this now, which we're so excited that you are. But yeah, you can expect the announcement mid-October, and I'd be really excited because this is, I feel, really a game changer for what's currently out there and what's currently being offered. There's not many people, well, there's no one doing it the way that we're doing it, but there's not many people even doing this style of thing in general, so I think it'll help a lot of you guys. So yeah, look out for that mid-October. Jen.Nino, this is gonna be my last question, and then I'll probably do a part 2 depending on these questions, because there's a lot of really good ones in here and I'm only halfway through. So this comes from Jen.Nino. She said, what do you think you would be doing if social media didn't exist? Love you. I love you too. Honestly, if social media didn't exist, I would probably still be working in the hair industry. I don't know how happy I would be, but when you gotta pay bills, you gotta pay bills. So I would still be working on hair and probably building my clientele, and I have no doubt I would actually be crushing it. I'd probably have a clientele. I'd probably be excelling in color, because when I was starting to realize that this is what I was gonna do, I was kind of like, oh, okay, color could be my thing, and there's a lot of money in that industry. I'd probably be working like 6 days, 7 days a week, probably not taking any time off. And when I was in the hair industry, I really pushed myself like to an unhealthy amount, because doing hair is like being an actress. Like, being successful is very hard because the competition is steep, but that's probably what I would still be doing, and I'd probably be crushing it, and I'd probably have a massive clientele. And honestly, like, if social media ever fell apart, I'd probably go back to doing hair. It wasn't the worst thing. I always tell Riley, I'm like, can we do some like classes again, just in case? Like, I kind of miss it in general. I mean, I don't want to have to go back to doing anything, but if I did do anything, it would probably be that. Yeah, hair. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this personal Q&A. I'm gonna go ahead and film a part 2 because we're here only halfway through the questions, so many good ones. So if you are looking forward to that part 2, throw this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys always amaze me with the questions that you guys ask. They're always so good and so insightful, and if not that, they're just fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I will catch you guys in my next video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. Besitos. Bye.